See, when our life begins, we're all born, as I just mentioned sometime back, that we're all born like a blank hard disk. The only thing which is installed within us is the instincts we are born. The first thing, we are driven by instincts. Even when the first feed that you crawl up to your mother's breast is pure instinct that takes you to, I want to survive. Then there is fight flight. You cry. You learn emotions. Slowly, gradually, you discover these emotions as primary and secondary. These emotions have an impact on us. Why are emotions called emotions? Because it's energy in motion. Your thoughts are all your potential energy, all what you think your life can be. When it starts making you feel something, that is it easy or is it difficult? Is it a smooth path or an uphill task? Is where your emotions will start coming. Can I do it? Can I not do it? If you can do it, naturally your response will be fight. I want to do it. I will do it. I have all the resources. I have all the courage. I have all the willpower. Everything. That will drive you to take that choice. Then eventually when you make that choice, you will learn the outcome of that choice. If it is met with, it will naturally make you feel accomplished and happy. Wow, I did it. And sometimes when you don't get the answer, you go into an inquiry again that why I could not do it. Let's not call it a failure. I always call it a learning, because we are all here to learn. And Earth is a school where we all learn. So the two chapters that we are here to master, I already mentioned it a while ago, choice and a consequence, and cause and effect. These are the two chapters we are here to learn. And then the third chapter is time and space, mastering time and space. Wherever I am, whatever I am doing, I should be at peace. So what are we looking at is the peace. Eventually we all will feel secure, and that security will lead to happiness. That's the mission on Earth. Now, how easy or difficult it is to be happy, again it's a subjective truth for each one of us. Like there are all of us here. That truth and the map of that truth, that how and what will give us fulfillment, is our own discovery, as I said. So these questions that we are beginning with is to discover your next step, to discover your next chapter that you're heading towards, to discover how relationships, to discover how career, how society, everything is going to settle us at the end of it. So let's begin with these questions and see what comes out of it. Because at that curiosity level, we are looking at
how will you do it?
Charger को हटा देकर
you can remove it. You can just put this.
You want to give the mic
And the mic for the question also. There you are. Connected? Blue. Yes. So we can pass on. Who is the first one to ask the questions? Let's see. And a lot of time these question and answers, please do not consider me answering these questions. I would like to begin with a very interesting quote that I read in a book called The Fakir by Rusbe Berucha. That whenever there is anything as a divine intervention, healing, therapy, facilitation, counseling, whatever that is happening through the higher forces. So you are neither the music which is coming out of you, nor the musician. So as an instrument, whatever best that I can answer, because my job as an instrument is to keep working on myself and tune my strings so well, that when he strikes me, the right note comes out. So that's exactly the answer that I will try and give. It's not that I'm the encyclopedia of all the experiences under the sun, that I have all the answers of every question that you're going to give it tonight. But I will try in my best capacity to flow. So starting with Sonal. Oh, you've already got it. Yes.
So hi, I'm Shagun.
Hi, Shagun.
And my question to you is, let's say when someone takes a step to change, like I have taken to go to hypnotherapy, where I want to reverse my psoriasis, which I've had for 18 years. and my anxiety, which is sometimes crippling.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are patterns that definitely don't work for me. I have that insight. But there is a skeptic in me which resists change. Like, it does not want to get out of those patterns, and I know that. And I can't help it sometimes. So, the ultimate question is how to bypass this resistance and just surrender.
Okay, so your question is that I want the answer how to deal with my psoriasis. There has been an experience of psoriasis for past 18 years, which also increases and related directly or indirectly to your anxiety
Yes.
and the levels that keep fluctuating. So let's address it that psoriasis is an autoimmune understanding and autoimmune disease. It gets induced by stress and it aggravates with stress. If we ask now, out of your 5 senses, 4 of your senses can be controlled by your cognition. You can shut your eyes, you can shut your ears, you can shut your mouth and nose. 4 experiences can be controlled. Tell your skin to shut down. Cognitively, it cannot, which means your skin is the largest organ. Picking up the vibrations, picking up your environment and your dynamics with your environment, which is 24 by 7 by 365 by your lifetime, is constantly sensing how safe, how loving, how not so stressful or safe that you feel. And that information is going to your brain, and then the brain is producing certain chemicals. So when you get stressed in an anxious environment, which you're not able to control, like today you've come to Antarmann for the first time, you're here, you're meeting me for the first time, how safe or an unsafe this experience will be filed as you go back as an identification and association. Do I want to come back and meet this person or even interact with it further, will also make you again identify and associate and say, okay, was this a calming experience or was this a stressful experience? So whenever in your environment there is stress, that stress will automatically create some kind of a internal turmoil or churning that will lead to again a past experience which comes as a part of the stress that you're not able to deal with. And that is the time when you're itching, irritation, because again when you say skin and irritation is your contact with the environment. So whatever that you pick up is your immediate environment making you feel. So there are parts where we tap, there are parts that we feel, and through regression therapy we go back in time. So if your subconscious mind is like a hard disk, and if the hard disk knows what the problem is, the hard disk knows where the problem started. So we do 4 types of regression to specifically deal with such ailments which are beyond our understanding, because I'm sure you must have done all the treatment under the sun,
They don't
and
work.
allopathy,
They don't work.
naturopathy, steroids, consuming, becoming vegan, anything and everything, and it doesn't work, which means it is something that is beyond the understanding of your cognition. So through regression therapy, if your subconscious mind can delve into going back into either current life, intrauterine, interlife, or past life. So normally psoriasis is connected with a past life, where there is some kind of a death experience that happened through either itch or a burn on the skin, and that goes into your subconscious, eventually gets carried forwarded as a part that you are right now living out. So if you do some kind of regression that has a cause, as I said, psoriasis is the effect. So the cause is also known only to your mind, and that can be treated. The only thing that with as therapists that we can start working with, empower you to deal with the stress of the unknown and the anxiety it causes. The moment and the day you're able to deal with your anxiety, the spikes of pain and irritation and itchiness will also stop automatically.
So I am in inner child therapy with Sonal. I'm her client. My question was like, we have figured out some patterns and we have figured out some point in my childhood which culminated to me getting this. I clearly remember some things, and I know that there are some patterns in my life which trigger my anxiety and psoriasis as well.
Yes.
And they don't work for me. These patterns don't work for me.
Right.
I know what these patterns are,
Right.
but I'm stuck in them. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to change or get out of it.
Right. So the resistance that you
Yeah.
mentioned
Yeah.
is exactly that there is a payback of these patterns, that through the patterns of such irritable moments where you perhaps are getting attention or care from your environment, or you are paying attention to your own care, and then maybe you're nurturing yourself. So there is an unconscious payback to which, like, I'll give you one of the examples of a client who had psoriasis, and she had this autoimmune a woman of about 58, 59 years of age, and she had psoriasis for about 30 years of her life. So when I started working with her, her husband had gone through a very big loss in his early life, and the business in which he went through a loss was named as a signatory. His wife was the stakeholder, one of the stakeholders, and they had imported some banned drugs as an import license. So there was a case against the woman because obviously she was the signing authority. So the whole case went against her. And the first time when the CBI came to raid or arrest her, her psoriasis shot up to a degree where her skin started bleeding and she was feeling itchy and irritation because of that stress that the CBI is coming to arrest me. So when the CBI came, they saw her condition where it was such a bad eruption that they said, okay, we will report that you were not present at home, and they went away. So psoriasis became her defense mechanism against the CBI arrest, saying this is my friend. So the moment she came for therapy to me, she said psoriasis is my best friend. And then I started discovering why and how. She said this has saved me not go to the jail. And every time whenever there is a court hearing that comes, I show it to the judge and I take another date of 3 to 4 months and I get a relief. And then the moment she comes back, there is no psoriasis. Again, the court date comes, the psoriasis goes up again and down. So this is all governed by the emotional, and in defense mechanism, psychology term and parlance, we call it escape to illness. So the moment I escape to illness and the judge will give me a next date, why will I want to get rid of this? So this is my friend, and that was her subconscious association. So every disease, when you say dis-ease, it's a discomfort or a displacement of ease. So that displacement of ease, if it is helping me in a certain way, why would I want to get rid of it? So maybe there is an unconscious expression to this as a pattern that you're referring to. So when you work with Sonal, the only idea is to discover that pattern and to see how to disconnect that correlation between psoriasis and whatever that you're getting through the process. So once you are able to discover and displace that association, it will start healing for sure.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, that will help you big time. Yes, anyone else now? Who do we pass it on to? Yes?
Sir, your message to me had always been like, open your heart, listen to your heart and all those things. So my question is, now I'm also in a position to listen to my heart, not just for myself and also for my clients. So, but I feel there is a sense of like, my head is, I wouldn't say suppressing it. The moment my heart comes, my head is analyzing it and the heart runs away. So this is something that I'm sensing. So I want to know, not just as a client, also as a therapist, how do I work on it? Because now it's not just about me. Like I have also been like, yoga teacher, very well.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm able to connect with like a lot of like children from the womb. So I feel very responsible now. So I feel like I want to work on it. So that is my question.
So do you want to open your heart? Do you not want to open your heart? And the head is saying, don't, there is a fear.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what is the worst that your mind thinks that if I open my heart, what is the worst that your head says will happen?
It is like, I feel my heart is very, I would say very exploring kind of a heart. Like,
Which
it's
is good.
It's like childlike, and it can go to any danger. And my head feels like, I have to protect the heart. So don't go there, you will get hurt and all
So
those
in
things.
other words, there is an inner child who went on exploring and got hurt.
Okay.
And then it actually decided that being explorative or being open or being free is not a good idea. So the head is trying to just remind you of that trauma and trying to guard that inner child, saying don't go there. So the head is actually the voice of that guarding vulnerable side of you, that see, if you go there again, you're going to get hurt. So it is just an inner child. So you can definitely go back in time to see at what point that explorative child got hurt, and then that is what the head side is trying to guard.
Okay.
It'll be easier. You can do it, you're a therapist yourself, just sit with that child and say outside the door is that child. Bring that child crawling in or standing or running at whatever age, just introduce yourself as the authority, that will be careful. And heal and integrate that part of you and feel that it's okay and it's safe. So the affirmation would also be, it's safe for me to explore, and I'm safe at all point in time. I'm safe in every aspect of my life. That will help for sure.
Thank you, sir.
So being curious and open-hearted is a good idea. No problem. Just heal that hurt. Yes. Hi.
My question is that my brain runs faster than my tongue. So what happens is that I deliberately silence it, but there are times when it's unconsciously going on. So because of that, what happens? I have this fear that if I don't note this down, I will forget that point, which will be important, which could be important. And in that whole rush, if I'm writing it, I just go blank and I forget. I definitely forget. Then sometime later I'll remember and I feel, oh my God, why didn't I remember it then? That was the right moment to remember it. So how do I silence the mind?
Or silence the racing brain.
Yes, silence the racing brain. Yes, that's my question.
So I don't know if there is anyone in the childhood who made you do things faster. Do it fast right now. Why are you so slow? Or why are you, when it comes to the body, there is always a processing speed of the mind at which it goes. It is the fastest thing. I would say mind is the fastest than light and sound put together. You think about a person, you are with that person. You think about a place, you are with that place. You can go right now, close your eyes and go to Mount Everest and think about it and think, wow, I'm there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But the body will have its own limitation because the body is driven by the burden, the limitations, the emotional charge, things that we do. So all of that. If you're good as a thinking machine or a thought, utilize those thoughts for constructive and beneficial areas where you can actually note down, and anything that is heavier, that is making you slow down with the body, which means there is something that has happened to the body. See, there are 4 layers of our well-being. Thoughts makes you feel. Emotions make you flow through the chakras. You must have heard of 7 chakras and 72,000 meridians that we have. So those are the nadis. And then the nadis pass on that information to the body for it to act. So if there are stressors and drainers, and if in the body if there is baggage, which means a childhood trauma or something that is making you feel heavier to even move, which means your body is vibrating at a different frequency than your mind. So what you need to do is, by working with the mind, we are mostly focusing on the mind but never on the body. So your body needs to upgrade as a hardware upgrading. When you install Windows Millennium or Windows 10 or 2020 now, and the body is of 1995, 2000 or even 2021, 2022, 5 years ago before COVID, whatever. Your hardware is operating at a different frequency than your software. So what you work on is then you engage into, as Aishwar as a yoga teacher, work with the body, postures, chakras, breath work, pranayam, and uplifting and upgrading your own RAM to a processing as well execution speed coming together at a certain level. So your mind will calm down, it will not race as much, and your body will upgrade to a better level of activity and energy levels. So both will meet midway. So you'll have to balance it out with the body and mind approach, where maybe there is a part of you that is going ahead to see if everything is safe. And then your body wants to get there.
And that happens when I'm watching movies.
What if this happens to me? What if that happens? What if this?
That happens,
what if
and
tomorrow?
I predict the plot. And I spoil
and
it
then
for
you
people.
Spoil it and,
so I spoil it for people
so
around me.
So the idea is, even those who are watching, to control this mind is the whole idea of how the mind is driven by the impressions that we have gathered over a period of time. And if these impressions are driven by pain or disharmony or trauma, all of these will make you heavy in the body. So that's why there are techniques where we tap, we do tapping, EFT. Or even under hypnosis, we have, tapping techniques through Gestalt, or letting go of the catharsis through transpersonal regression work that we do, telling the body that it's over. You're reminding the body that it's over. All the trauma that you're right now engaging and riding upon, it's over. It's coming from the past. So as the adult of today, because there are 2 personalities always. One that is getting ruffled is the inner child, and the one who knows that this is not me, this is not something which I'm meant to do, that is your adult. So as you keep integrating your past traumatic parts into the adult of today,
And when you're fully present here in the now, as an adult of today, you'll not have these kind of issues. You will be completely integrated. So thoughts to emotions, emotions to energy, energy in physical body, all will be in complete alignment. So that is the alignment which people also try to find out through meditation. But with racing thoughts, meditation becomes meditation. And instead of calming down, you go into a loop of even more aggressive thoughts, and then you're caught up into it. And then those racing thoughts sometimes don't even let you sleep peacefully. So again, at the time when you're going off to sleep, the conscious mind is handing over the control to the subconscious mind. Is exactly the time when you put the right stuff in your hard disk. Because that is the time when your hard disk is getting upgraded. So before going off to sleep, what do? Just do a little bit of breath work, empty stomach. So your meal should be at around 8 o'clock. By the time you're sleeping around 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So 3 hours of a break. And then when you do abdominal breath, cleansing breath, tapping, or just tapping on that part of the body which is feeling stress, and just with an intention of just a single slit of a breath called cleansing breath, where I'm breathing in the positive energy and breathing out negative energy. So everything that you've gathered, like how we all review our day, how it was, good or bad or ugly. All those people who hurt her, people did not answer, they scene zoned us or ghosted us or didn't reply to our messages, didn't put us a like on the social media update that we did. Whatever, at the end of the day, if you are sleeping, see, sleep is also like a momentary shutting down, isn't it? It's like a death, representation of death. So you are reviewing your day, you're going off to sleep as if you're just venting out stuff that is no more required for you. So your next day will begin better energy, otherwise you'll be crawl out of your bed and drag out of your bed and say, oh, why this next day? So there's a carry forward heaviness that you carry, that also slows you down. Yeah. So learn to let go of your stuff which is not serving you any good at the end of the day. In the night when you go off to sleep, just shed it all. Do the energy exchange, give it all them. I leave with you what belongs to you under your responsibility. Thank you for taking your energies, giving my confidence, my resources back. Thank you for giving my self-expression back. Or clear, cancel, delete. Sometimes when someone says something that I don't believe in, I just in my head say clear, cancel, delete. So what happens is when you go off to sleep, that clear, cancel, delete part actually will vent out stuff and it will not go into your hard disk. So you can filter it out. There's an actual filter between your conscious mind and your subconscious hard disk, which is called critical filter. That filter is driven by your socio-economic, educational, and religious conditioning. So when something makes you feel overwhelmed, is the time when you then and there, oh, you're such a stupid girl. Clear, cancel, delete. Now that will not go. I know I'm intelligent. I don't need your approval. Thank you. Hell with you. Those are the kind of disconnections you'll be able to make.
So right in that moment.
Right in that moment. So you're assigning a charge, clear, cancel, delete. It will not go in, and it will be vented out in your dreams. Because dream is the process through which your data gets copied. So dream can vent out stuff which you don't require. Just release it. That's the best way to get rid of stuff. Anyone else now? Yes.
Hi, so this is Divya here.
Hi Divya.
I have kind of like a khichdi in my head right now.
Which is good.
And I was listening to all of their questions and I was trying to filter out what do I exactly ask now. And I realized something is ki last 3-4 months of my life have been changing in a lot of ways. And in the last 2 years, I feel when I look back, ki I don't know who I am anymore. Like I feel I've lost my identity.
Does it make you feel good or bad?
It just makes me feel so lost because I eventually lost my career. I lost the person who I was going to marry. And now I feel like I'm standing at a point where I just don't know, where to head, like what to hold on to first. Because I gave up a lot of things on trying to build my startup. And now I'm standing at a point where there's nothing. The person also, and then the career also, and अब I'm standing at a point कि मुझे पता ही नहीं है मैं किस direction में पहला वो करूँ. I've been in therapy and all, and I'm taking therapy from zonal hypnotherapy, but I don't know where to, I do EFT, I do Ho'oponopono, I do journaling, scripting, like it's properly put into the routine ताकि वो overwhelm नहीं हो. पर मुझे नहीं पता how do I find my identity back. Like there was a point when I was like this super confident girl who could own the room, right? Like people could feel my presence. And now I'm like, I want to say things, but I will not do
Which you
it.
still are.
Yeah.
You're holding the room right now and you're smiling after the tears. The first person or the first thing that you'd hold on to is yourself first. Don't fall apart. Because you're doing good. Imagine that all the hurt that has come your way has made you discover a path where you can walk your highest self, which is what you're discovering at the end of it. So congratulate yourself for the first standing there and keep swimming. Have you seen that movie Nemo? No. And the only agenda that little fish has is keep swimming, no matter what. And you are that already. 4 months you've swam across through all the difficulties and you're trying to find yourself. And that is how that Nemo also is trying to find out its way to unite from, I think, the father fish who's caught and, in a different place. So keep swimming, number one. Number two, surrender to an understanding that whatever discovery that comes as the first step is your step towards what is the immediate next thing that I have to, because the patterns or the painful situation and everybody who's hurt or whatever that you've lost, first is to become complete within, because anything with a sense of void or what is missing, you will then become a pleaser. That is where you've lost all who you were, because you kept doing things that others wanted you to do. So in fact, you are in the right place and process to find yourself and rediscover that, okay, I don't want to be a pleaser. What pleases me is what I want to find. So the first thing, you will also get introduced to your light self, because darkness is the absence of light. Now you're moving towards light again through these sessions or through investing time, asking these questions. So the first thing is to turn and keep swimming towards the light, because every time whenever there is darkness, what do you look for? Is the light. So she is that carrier of the light and the path that I'm sure she's discovered, you'll discover through this. I discovered it from somewhere. So we all are uniting from that one single source where there is light. And the one who glows from within will never have a shadow side. So you have to, in fact, look for a light, become the light so that you don't have a shadow side in this journey. And that's what universe is preparing you. My journey started with a near-death experience where I fell into a creek where my helmet broke in the middle of the night in the Guru Purnima night. And I was in that creek for about 3 hours, screaming on top of my voice. Nobody was there to save me. I swam across that creek with my broken leg. By the time I came up, it was 6:30 in the morning. And then people who were just traveling by, bypassers, they saw me on the highway like a mad person in the muck. They thought there's some kind of a mad person. So no car stopped by. And then from there, one particular truck of all the devotees of a certain ashram, they were traveling, they saw me with blood and muck and all of that. They took me to the hospital, and that is how I survived. And as if I went up the spiral, the light said, your time has not come. You have to spread the message of this light and finding that light to many. That's how my journey started. So ever since then, I was a complete skeptic. Like we spoke about skepticism. Skepticism also is something where your logical mind doesn't want to accept something, because if I accept this, I'll have to accept a whole lot of other nonsense which I don't know how to deal with. So the mind completely goes into denial, saying all of this does not exist, all of this does not exist, because we feel scared. If it comes right in my face, how will I deal with it? Or we are all the more scared when in the middle of the night, or maybe there is darkness, and when you bump into something and you think, oh my God, something is going to attack me. You don't know how to deal with it. I've been in that darkness for 3 hours in night with just the shining moon above my head. My phone also went down into that creek water and nobody to communicate to. And then there is survival instinct that kicked in. And from there, I just stood by myself. So the first person that you stand by, see, because the whole world has judged you and given you whatever that you have. First thing is you stop judging yourself. But at least that one person who's entirely in your control. And whatever that is, like an intrusive thought or your own self-judgment or self-doubt, whatever that is bothering you, definitely, hypnotherapy and Sonal can fix it for sure, because she's helped and she's come a long way. So she'll be able to exactly show you that path. That's how we all are inspired to take one step at a time, and not only just through us, but inspire many lives. Like we were just talking about it. I don't have a calling, because you right now are fighting with your own inner self. The day you are ready for the next level of inspiration for the set of people who are there in your immediate environment, whether you become a therapist or not, The self-discovery path itself is such a beautiful path. None of us started our journey that we want to become a therapist. Trust me. We never started our journey. We started with our own self-discovery. We want to find answers, and knowledge is the mother of all creation. So everything that you want to create, what do? Is you come across such forums and sit and ask these questions so that you gain some knowledge, and that knowledge lets you build that first milestone. You get it? So this is exactly the space to be and keep asking, not from outside, but to your own subconscious mind. When you say pain is pay attention inwards now. That's exactly how you go within, and only way out is to go within. And what is that within? Your own subconscious mind. Because if your artist knows what the problem is, your artist knows where the problem started. So with your therapist, what you're going and discovering is your own answers. Go deep within, find out your own answers, and then begin applying. Because if you get knowledge, you will sit on it. When you start applying, it becomes wisdom. So there is a gap between knowledge and wisdom. We chase knowledge, we have ample, but we don't apply it so that wisdom doesn't come in. And when you want to accept things, when you accept situation, people and perception with resignation, oh, I have no choice but to accept this happened to me. Now that much time will it require for it to heal? The day you accept with wisdom that this happened, it made me become an empowered woman, or who I am today. So now that discovery that, oh, I lost my resource, I get back and I apply and integrate it, you will get to the next level and next level and next level. So one step at a time, you will get there. But don't say that I will not start until I get completely. Be willing to make mistakes. Be willing to be judged. Be willing to be seen as a failure. No problem, because you at least tried. Don't judge your own self.
How do I stop judging myself? That's the larger question, because I know, like, I have this thought process of that nothing is a curse, everything is a blessing. That's the thought process I come with, and had I not lost everything, I wouldn't have stepped into this journey. So I know those things at a conscious level, probably even maybe a bit at subconscious level, but the point is ki it's an exhausting journey also in itself.
Yes.
Especially when there's no one around at all supporting you.
Yes.
So that's where the larger question is, that how do I...
So maybe the choice is to be your own support system, not to seek that support from outside. Maybe the support that is coming your way is your own choice that you made with the therapy, and then again your own discoveries will become your support system. Just try to find out your resources. The day you find and spot those resources coming back, you will start also filling yourself, and step by step, because see, we are all scattered. We're all, when have you ever seen when someone slaps or something breaks, it shatters. So when you are broken from inside, parts of you are willfully displaced, dissociated, stuck in the past. So the healing journey is to reconstruct, reconcile and recuperate yourself in order to become whole. That's the word heal, hence the word health. Are you getting this? So when you heal and become complete are exactly the those sessions and discovery moments that will rebuild you. Okay, that happened, but do I still want to hold on to it? Because that part of you is still holding on that spring. You say, let it go. Come and integrate. So even when you must have done EFT, that even though I have gone through this, I still choose to. So it's a willpower. I still choose to. Nobody is forcing me. Nobody is telling me to push myself, but I am doing it. I still choose to. Deeply and completely, across all the layers of thoughts, emotions, energy, physical body. Heal and integrate. So that part of me which is right now scattered, heal and integrate that part of me and love and accept myself. Because hell with the world if they don't love me. I love myself. So if you're doing EFT, do it with this perspective that the entire semantic made sense. Yeah, this is happening, but I'm not judging myself. I love and accept myself. Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Come back. Let's begin. So when you are so aware that you're applying everything, even journaling, you said you're doing it. So all of these are the tools. So believe in these tools. Don't. Helplessness to hopelessness is where you'll feel like giving up life. I'm sure there must have been, I've committed suicide 3 times. I wanted to give up my life so badly. I had even slashed my wrist. Failure in love life, getting through my divorce and things that I lost. I've gone into losses, 6 different professions, from event manager to corporate trainer to so many other things. By the time I became who I became as a hypnotherapist, I gave up everything, pretty much what I was doing. I gave up IT, I was into banking, I was into events and stuff. Nothing worked for me. So the universe kept giving me a feedback saying, okay, what else is possible? What else is possible? What else is possible? You keep chasing those possibilities and potential that are the parallel realities. Finally, you'll zone into that highest path and potential, which will give you the purpose at the end of it. So you will discover. So you are on the right path. So don't be hopeless and don't doubt yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm sure Sonal will do a great job.
So my question is, how does trauma and emotional baggages shape your sexual functionality? Like how does that affect your sexual functionality or thoughts or anything related to sexual functionality?
See, the word sexuality is not necessarily intimacy or sexuality or sex. Okay? Sexuality is the way you present yourself.
Yes.
Okay? There's an opposite to it, which is suggestibility, which is how you interpret information and signals coming from the environment through your five senses. Sexuality is how you carry yourself, how you want others to perceive you.
Yes.
So there is an extrovert, physical sexual, and there's an introvert, emotional sexual. A physical sexual person is physically out there, out loud, wearing loud colors, loud, attire in a party, is the center of the stage, and attention seeker. That's a physical sexuality. Emotional sexuality is someone who's vulnerable, who's scared, who's guarded, who's feeling I'm not in a safe place. So they behave completely drab, wearing dull color, full body covering clothes and saying, oh, I don't want to be noticed. And people who color their hair, flashy jewelry, red lipstick, red jacket, these are all physical sexuals. They want to be seen. Now sexuality, guarding or not guarding or being seen as a balance of both, is how sometimes you're very comfortable with known people, you'll be completely physical. Because these are known people, I'm not vulnerable here. But there are people like who are completely new set of people I don't even want to open up to, or, oh, this is not a safe space for me to. So you will completely become an introvert. So how the trauma, the more the trauma that you've gone through, the more introvert and guarded you would want to be. The more subdued, the more camouflaging, the more not seen you would want to be. So when you go in an open forum, when you go in a space where there are more strangers, you would want to maintain a low profile. And the more known people, you would be out loud there. So your sexuality is a carry forward charge of how comfortable that you feel in a certain setup or with a person. Where you are also giving or surrendering your entire physical self to somebody. There are people who have gone through a lot of physical or sexual abuse in the childhood. Ask me, my mother used to hang me upside down and rotate the fan, and she would tie me, or she's cut my finger, banged me in the wall. So this is the kind of physical traumatic childhood that I've been through. But then over a period of time, now 25 long years I've given just to heal that part of me. And I was 82%. You can actually assess how sexual you are physical on a scale 0 to 100. And you can test it. It's also there on our website. If you go to Happiness Solutions, there is Antarmann link. In Antarmann, there are these links where we say suggestibility and sexuality can be tested. So these are pre-therapy assessment tests that I'm sure some of you must have done it. So that gives you the idea of how do I get there? Do I like physical touch? Do I like that intimacy? And that intimacy is what I feel the love is, because your chemicals from the body will come out from how you feel secure with a person. So that sexuality is also the touch, the intimacy, the kiss or the cuddle, or how you belong somewhere where you finally find security. So it slowly and gradually open up to when you find the right person to be that intimate with someone. So it's again a subjective call. If there is something, like a lot of people when they come to me in a marriage counseling or a premarital counseling setup, that are we compatible with each other, and can this equation be be viable for us to exist under the same roof. So we do these kind of, I do handwriting analysis, I do suggestibility, which is up to 14 years how you were, and from 14 to 21 and now whatever your current age is, that sexuality test also we help these individuals assess that how your compatibility will be. And if there is a trauma, we heal that trauma in inner children of the past so that they become comfortable. I've worked with intimacy issues, sexual dysfunctions, conceptions, low sperm counts. something that individuals are not able to manifest, and those kind of clients purely and purely with hypnotherapy. So it pretty much depends on, and we follow the drugless, non-invasive, complementary and holistic approach. So hypnotherapy is one of the safest tools, because the answer, they don't come from outside, they come from within. And you will find your answers for sure.
Thank you, sir.
So trauma must heal for you to be equally comfortable in an intimate setup or situation. Yep.
Hi, I'm Nandini.
Hi.
So I have, I'll just give some background. So, like, my day job is basically a software engineer. I'm currently not working, but for the last 3-4 months. But yeah, I am also a vocalist. So I sing, and I occasionally perform. Like, I do gigs, and I have a band. We record. All of that is
Not
there.
bad.
Yeah, but I've always felt that something keeps holding me back in doing more in music. It sort of like, if a lot of times it makes me very anxious, or it makes me, even thinking about it makes me very, I don't know, sort of maybe scared, or I'm not sure. I just feel ki I've never made it like my priority or my primary thing, because I'm scared. And it also, music has been like a little like, every time I've felt my mental health deteriorating, I've felt my connection with music has been lost, and like it has taken me a lot of time to recover from that. But so I feel I'm in a much better position with my relationship with music in general. But even then, I'm very scared about like thinking about ki, okay, in today's time, if I want to do more, I'll have to do like social media stuff, and like I don't know if I'm very up for that. Like, so
will people like it? Will people appreciate it? Will I get those many likes? So the
to even think about all of those things, and like I mean, I love that music is something I enjoy doing. I don't want to make it something that makes me more stressed again, like after having gotten over that part.
Music is a language of self-expression, basically. So if you do it to express yourself, do it alone first. Just sing endlessly in your own quiet space. Write if you feel like writing and composing something. Rather than putting yourself under that pressure and burden, which your friends must be saying, oh wow, kitna acha gaati hai yaar, why don't you go there? Don't listen to them, because they are only adding more anxiety for you to then be approved. Stop getting approval from outside, because then your singing is your soul's expression. Please go ahead with that and forget the world around. What they say, how they feel, what they will appreciate, what they will not. Stop that tape or narrative in your head. Am I good enough? That first question. People, when they compliment me, are they genuine? Are they really saying it, or they're just trying to please me? You know, all those doubtful, inner voices, what you have to first shut down. Just sing for yourself. That is why, in fact, the best singers are the bathroom singers. They don't fear. They don't fear, and they don't fear even their own judgment. And then they sing the way they want to sing. So maybe the best is to begin from there. Maybe that is all. I'm sorry. But just find your quiet, nice, cozy, your own self first, and begin. There is nothing that can stop you if you overcome your own self-doubt. So the first thing first, find that part, because you became very emotional when you were saying that when I do it for myself, that's the best that I feel. Start doing it for that little part of you that could express with singing, and then please the world. That will come naturally to you, because you're good. Just believe that you're good. Don't seek anybody's approval. And sing in front of the mirror. Even that is the best way to look at yourself and saying, okay, now I can accept. And the day when you're able to look into your own eyes while singing is the day when you would actually overcome all your fear of judgment of others and wherever they are coming from. So just enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah, in front of the mirror. So mirror exercise is the best exercise for you to get rid of it. Because then that social media, which is your own eyes, where you'll approve yourself from there, and it'll all begin. Because then you will not face difficulty in facing the camera or facing people. You'll just pick up the mic and sing. That's it. Because I've done that longest time. We were in a conference just about few days back, and I sang just after almost how many years, but then they just gave me the mic. We know you sing well. And I just started singing, because then there were some 100, 200 people with us in that setup. But then I just simply start, no नहीं मेरा गला खराब है आज तो, oh my god, अब मैं गाऊंगा तो कुछ judgment हो जाएगा, मैं तो बुरा गला है फिर भी गा रहा हूँ, कुछ नहीं गाओ. So it's all that flow, and it will come naturally because you have that talent. Just believe in yourself.
There are so many singers in the room. We should have like a gig.
Yes, why not? We should. One of the get-togethers, we will only have it just singing. Why not? Karaoke. Yes, we've done that before. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Traffic also, you can sit in the car. While driving in car, you can sing.
You can sing. Exactly. People do that. Yeah. And that is the best way to also de-stress at times.
Yeah.
You just work on your throat because somebody has really criticized you a lot.
No, actually, I don't feel that. I think maybe I'm not even critical about my music. I think it's more about the other stuff you have to do with it.
Yeah.
I think I am a fairly confident person, in terms of music.
Now your voice changed. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Your voice has changed. So a different personality has taken over now. That confident part of you, this is exactly who you are. So the doubting self is all gone now. Yes. Super duper. Okay.
So I began therapy to work on my anxiety and my racing thoughts and all of that, and I think I've come a very long way from there. But now it has sort of flipped. Now that I have so much knowledge, theoretical knowledge and practical, I go into this analyzing mode a lot. And with my friends, with my partner, unconsciously almost, and then I tend to also say stuff like that, and that's very natural to me. It's become second nature to me. And then I hear stuff like, Sonu, you're analyzing too much, just chill, just have fun. And then I feel, okay, then, where is that fun, easy going side of Sonal gone? Because this is all I read about, this is all I dream about, this is all I want to be. But is it really taking over all of my personality? That sometimes it troubles me.
This happens usually when you grow to a path of knowledge, when you have knowledge that others don't have.
Yeah.
So you want to, introduce yourself with that, oh, I know this, I know that, what you're doing is not. Slowly, gradually, that part will become adult and settled. It will not be a struggle to show how much you know, but you're being. Right now, we are in the mode of doing. So we tend to show, we tend to tell others where they are lacking. Or maybe you also have a positive intention that this knowledge will help them.
Yes.
You want them to come on the path.
Yes.
So there is this gap that you're feeling right now.
And I feel a sense of disconnect.
Which happens. So all those shallow connections that are not meant to be on the path with you, you walk your highest path. You don't get bothered by what they judge you of. You get it? You are analyzing, but you don't become judgmental. And analysis is okay. You're trying to help them out, but don't become judgmental or critical toward them. Oh, you don't even know, ha ha ha. You're such a... That is something which you should refrain.
Even I don't want to have these thoughts sometimes, but it's become second nature to me.
But then that is who you are becoming. So as a therapist, in fact, now today if I sit with so many people, it comes very naturally. But how you shut that own part, which is your own ego, to take a back seat and be your authentic self and accept everybody in the room the way they are, rather than showing them. Only when they ask, where do I need to improve, Sonal, this is where. So that hat of a therapist, you wear it only when someone asks you. Otherwise, you're just a chill human.
Yeah, this has become
having
all
fun.
of me. So, yeah.
So
that distance maybe I have to.
So ask and it is given is the format in which we all work. So let them ask. You only be. Because human being to human doing is the gap. So don't do, just be. Because that is why we are called human beings.
All right. Thank you.
As a therapist also, just be. So I'm sure it'll all come and you will soon be a teacher to talk about it to everyone. So why not?
Thank you.
Good, thank you. All questions done. Yes, Manjunath, something about yourself and your journey. Let's pause this now. I think thank you everyone for watching, and if you have any questions, please put it in the comments below and we will try to answer these questions as well. Thank you.